I'm a game changer. I'm a risk taker.
Hello CoSpace. Team name Brainstorm. Team members me and Ahmed. I'm from Egypt. I first started with Scratch, then Python. After that I entered a competition called ROV. Moreover, I entered a place where I learned C language. I learned advanced Python and algorithm by my coach Yossa. Then I entered the CoSpace competition twice, last one and this one. Challenging task, participation in problems. My challenging task is to go to the super object without hitting the walls and the obstacles of the map. RCAP CoSpace Rescue U12. The method that I used was the blue area and the super object strategy method. Problems investigated. I investigated lots of problems such as finding deposit. The finding deposit was freezing and I fixed it. I also had another problem which was the trap. I didn't know that the traps share more than one location. For example, a trap on X2 and X1. So I was falling because I make a stable and low speed in the location of the trap. So sometimes the robot goes fast, the speed in the debug be in range of 80 to 100, and that means that the robot will fall in the trap. Then I noticed that the trap share location, then I saw. Result and conclusion. The result of my code was good. The top score was 1670. The conclusion. The code is good but not enough. The score is not high. The challenge mission. The challenge mission was to make a super object. To get a super object, we need to have one or two from every color on the map. Cyan and red are easy, and the robot passes on them a lot, but black not a lot. I needed to make a strategy for finding black, and this is how it works. Black finding. The robot turns 180 degrees, and now he takes a cyan, and then he takes a black, and this is the second challenge mission was to get the cyan and red. I thought that instead of taking the red and the cyan with their normal point amount, I suggested to take them from the super area so I can be doubled in points. And this is an explanation video. Finding super object. Now he goes to the super area to find cyan and red. Staying in blue area, and you can just stay inside so he can get the biggest amount of cyan and red. The third challenging mission was to go to the deposit, and this is how it works. We need 3 X areas and 1 Y area. These are the areas where I can go to the deposit. X2 and X1 turn 90 degrees. X0 and when the robot touched the purple line, or marker returns 0 degrees, the y area, and the y area is defined by 1. And this is another explanation video. Finding deposit. As you see, he turns now 90 degrees. Then he touches the purple line and he goes to the deposit. Deposit successful. The last challenge mission was to make and get the super object. The super object works on 4 methods: locating, moving to super object location, tracking to take the super object, and in case the robot didn't find the super object location or the super object itself, in 50 seconds he is forced to go out of the statement. What I mean by the statement is out of finding, and he goes to complete finding another objects instead of just concentrating on the super object. This is an explanation video. Super object making. The robot is depositing to make a super object. And this is the super object. Collecting and finding super object. The robot goes to the X of the super object. And now he goes to the Y of the super object. The robot successfully took the super object. The challenging tasks can be broken into many mini tasks. The mini tasks is to put a non-interrupt exit condition and defining the avoiding obstacles in the advanced actions. The overall mission will be solved when we complete the mini tasks. This is my main strategy algorithm that combines between finding super objects and staying in blue air. This is the start. But before we start, I want just to tell you something. The common thing I used something like common is as a function, and it is like it's a function that defines functions, and the functions that are defined in this function is forward, void trap, avoid obstacles, collect, finding, deposit, and deposit. Okay, and then we go to the start. After the start, we have a question that we ask to the computer. There is a super object. If there was a super object, if yes, he's gonna go to this part. If no, he's gonna go to this part. So actually, when we start the match, we don't get a super object. So we are going with no. And then we ask, are you in the blue area? If no, do common things. Here is the common function. If yes, he is really in the blue area. So make blue with 1 and go to this condition. This condition asks him and say to him, if the blue is 1 and walls is near. Yes, we have to turn away. If no, we have to ask another question, which is blue equal 1 in saw object. That means that he saw object of cyan or red in the preliminary. Now, if yes, he saw an object, we have to collect. If no, we have to ask another question. Duration equal 200 and loaded objects is 6. If yes, solute 0. If no, so he has to start from the beginning and ask himself the same question, so he can still go and go till this statement is true and he not go to this direction. But let us say now that blue is 0. That means that this answer of this question is yes. If the loaded objects is with 0, you have to make the blue with 0. Of course, after depositing, we go to the start again and we ask ourselves, there is a super object. Let us say now yes. Okay? And then we go to here and then he asks. Then no, he does not ask now. We need to save location of super object and make the super object number with 1. But the super object number is a variable that we made, not the one that is in the program. After saving the location and saving a variable with another thing, with another quantum, we go now to the go to location. There is a statement that I made which is go to location. Okay, so if he went to the location, we have to ask the question, are you in the area of the super object? That means he is in the location. If no, he's not in the location, so we have to complete searching of the location. I don't mean by searching, I mean by going. Because now I saved the location. I know the location, so I'm going to the location. If yes, I am in the location, so we have to track. And now, let's go to the exiting conditions. We have 2 exiting conditions. One, let's go to this one, okay? Exit if saw object. That means that he saw a super object. If yes, collect. Like this, he'll go to the start and there will be no super objects. Okay, so let us go now to the other exit condition. Not in the area of the super object. Sometimes while he's tracking, he goes out of the super of the area of the super object. So if yes, we have to go to the location again. Go to this condition again and then go again to the tracking. And let's go now to the no, to the answer of no. He's going to check complete tracking, just complete. And now we're gonna go to stop. Where to stop? We know now that we stopped when we find a super object, but what if we didn't find the super object? Stop tracking when the duration is 200. We need a variable which combines the duration and stays inside. The duration is 200. That means that the robot is gonna stay inside for 50 seconds. Because sometimes he goes and lags and just doesn't do anything. Sometimes he stays in his location, and sometimes he does not go to the super object. He just tries to go, and I made a track just in one direction, so sometimes the direction is not the correct direction that I need. Sometimes I go to the left, and the super object is at the right. So instead of just trying and trying and trying again without getting a super object, I need for him time duration so he can just stay forever inside this statement of tracking. So this thing makes him not make a lot of mistakes. Resources. I didn't use any tool, just the program. This is a resources chart. The coach 20%, YouTube 10%, me 70%. Implementation mind map. The CoSpace rescue. I start with the program, open the program, and then I determine colors. The object colors, the deposit area color, the trap color, the blue area color, super object color, every color on the map, including the markers, every color. And then set the basic movements, such as forward, turn, finding deposit area, finding blue area. And then I set my first strategy, staying in blue area. Avoid obstacles in the blue area, go out of the blue area. And of course stay in it. So set the first strategy, I go to test it in the CoSpace rescue program. If it works, I'm gonna go to the second strategy. If it didn't work, so I'm just gonna debug. After I debug and it works, I go to the second strategy. I set the second strategy. What is the second strategy? Collecting black object, finding black area, finding super object, collecting super object. And then I go and test it on the CoSpace rescue program. After I test it, I start to, if it works of course, I start upgrading the code, see what the code needs, see what the map needs, and then I go and just see and test it and see what's wrong with the robot, what could I do to upgrade him and have more score and things like that. But if it didn't work, I just go and debug it and then go to the upgrading and watching to debugging. The robot is not performing as what I have planned and coded. The cause was the robot didn't have a good finding black method, so he doesn't take a lot of black, and this what makes making a super object difficult. Debugging. There is a bug and I fix it. The bug is that the robot freeze till the end of the match. Even the relocating can't fix it. My debugging wasn't the best debugging for the bug, but at least I disabled the bug in time. This is the video of the bug and its debugging. Super object bug. Here the robot freeze. And after 50 seconds, the robot completes code. What I did was time to get out of the statement in case such a thing happened in the match. Bugs. We also had some problems that I couldn't fix in my code, like the finding black. The bug is that the code made the finding deposit indirected to the obstacle, returning back to the black area, and I couldn't get out of the area except when the robot goes through the little opening beside the trap. Finding black bug. Here the robot goes and tries to go to the deposit and then he hits the obstacle. Now he tries to go, hits the trap. The robot couldn't go out of the area because of the finding deposit. But after 20 seconds, which is a lot of time, he finally goes out. Conclusion. The comment on my code result is that the code was not what I expected. I expected to have more than 1,800 points, but what I got was 1,670. This is near, but not my expectation. I expected more than 3 super objects. What I got was just 2 super objects every single map, every single trial. If I was challenged by the same challenge again, I'll improve my strategy by making the advanced super object finding and making the challenge mission task more flexible. Conclusion. I have used many strategies and compared them with the score. And this is the chart with the score. This is the chart. The down line is the strategy. And what's inside there is random blue area plus super object. And here is the score. The random got 850. Blue area got 1,200 and more than 1,200. And the blue area plus super object is the highest one, which got 1,670. This is the one that I choose in my code because it has the highest score. Learning experience. I learned how to improve my problem solving, improve encoding in C++ language, how to be a good presenter, time management, and scheduling. I gained knowledge from searching and problem solving. I'd like to share my friends' super object finding, but after performing it. Future challenge mission. The future challenging mission will be making the biggest amount of super plus objects and collecting them at least at the last 2 minutes. This is easy, but with the map of preliminary, this will be hard, because having 2 traps and obstacles on the walls, this is completely hard and risky. The last hard thing will be to go to the deposit and collecting the super objects that we made. Having 2 traps on the walls means that we have to crack on the trap slowly. 30% is going to fall to the trap. Moving slowly means more time. This also means that he may not have enough time to complete his turn and go to the pub. But I will try to figure out how to do this and make this mission too. Three.